Hi, I'm Lynn Snyder, founder and director of Common Ground Grief Center. The center provides ongoing peer support groups for children and teens who have experienced the death of a parent, sibling, or friend. You are about to see and hear from some of the teens who come to our center. They will share with you some of their experiences about what it's like to be a grieving teen and how you can help them. By no means is this film meant to be comprehensive or oversimplify the grieving process. One of the many things that I have learned in working with the kids and teens who come to our center is that they are the real experts on their grief. Thank you for watching.
Some of us have been here for years, and some of us just started. We all have our own unique experiences, and Common Ground is where we come to share them.
My name is Mike, I'm 13, and my dad died of a lung disease.
I'm Claire, I'm 16.
I'm Carolyn, I'm 14.
And our dad died of a brain aneurysm.
I'm Josh, I'm 15. My sister died in March 20th, 2010 when she was 14.
I'm Mike, I'm 16. I'm Zach, I'm 14. Our dad died by suicide on November 27th, 2010.
My name is Olivia, I'm 14, and my mom died on October 2007 of a heart failure.
I'm Rebecca, I'm 15 years old, and my mom died of breast cancer and leukemia. She died on April 13th, 2005. I was 8 and she was 45.
I'm Mary, I'm 15. My dad died from head and neck cancer April 18th, 2010.
I'm Jess, I'm 16 years old. My stepdad died of cancer in 2009. He was 39 and I was 13. I was sleeping when my dad had passed away, and my dog was in the room, and my mom was up. She was running up and down the stairs, like crying, answering the phone calls.
My aunt and my grandma came into my room and they woke me up and said we needed to go to the hospital. And so they put, I remember them throwing socks on me, throwing random pieces of clothing on me.
About a half hour later, my mom pulled up outside and she came in and she was crying, and at that point I knew my dad was dead.
Every morning I woke up for the 3 months after she passed away. I ran into her room and she wasn't there. I mean, it was just something that was really difficult for me because I always thought that I was just dreaming.
I don't know what I would say. I would start with Mom, I love you. There'd be so many things that I'd want to tell her, but I couldn't fit them all in 7 years of questions and wanting to know things.
Because of the reasons that we've been brought together, we're able to connect on a different level. Sometimes we laugh, and sometimes we cry.
He always loved to eat there. He would eat there whatever chance he got. And so we always go there every year on his birthday and the day he died. And this year we went, and we always get a table for 4, even though there's only 3 of us. And we make sure there's a napkin there and everything. And we even make sure that there's a plate there, and we kind of pretend that he's there. And we talk to him. People think we're absolutely insane, but we know that he's there in spirit with us, and it's our thing that we do every year to say happy birthday, and that we still remember him and keep him with us always. Even though we only meet once every 2 weeks, we all stay in touch outside of the group, and we talk to each other, we text each other when we're upset, and we've made friendships in different ways. Your friends at school, even though they might be your best friends, they don't know the exact same feeling unless they have the same thing. And even though we're all different here at Common Ground, we all have the same thing. We lost someone.
When I come here, it's different. It's a different feeling than going to school. It's a different feeling than being around my friends. It's like I come here and a weight has been lifted off of my shoulders. It's so amazing to come here and finally be like, wow, I'm around all these people that have actually lost someone very important to them, very important to their family. And like, and I have a lot in common with everyone. Like, mostly everyone.
We don't really go fishing that much, but me and my dad used to do it like a lot, and we would go to this one pond, and I went one time this summer, and like, I kind of felt connected to him because it was just me. It was like just before dusk, and it felt perfect, just like sitting there.
I'd say just, my mom personally, she, asked us how we were doing and just, let us recover at our own pace.
Sometimes it's hard for people to know what we need. Because we're teens, we have a lot going on, which can make it difficult for our friends and family to know how to support us.
Adults should know that they can't tell them to like, oh, just get over it. It's something that happens. Like, teens have a harder time because they try to stay stronger for the adults and the family than themselves.
I guess they make fun of me because I'm absent all the time, and a lot of my friends are like, oh, and you miss this and you miss that, and then they laugh at me, and they don't understand that I actually have like issues, that I have like emotional feelings that like go and make me sick.
If they want to say, oh, I'm sorry, then I will accept that, and I will be glad that they said that, because not many people have the courage to go up to somebody who's lost a loved one and say, I'm really sorry, like, I don't know what you've been through, but I'm here for you.
If they're like, what was he like and all, I'll be like, I'll tell them what I remember, but I really don't like really talking about it because it would put me in a bad mood.
My friends don't understand. They've never been through anything like this. The most they have to compare it with is usually the death of a grandparent, and it's not the same. It's still a loss, but it kind of, going through something like this, it kind of separates you from your peers. You see the world in a different way.
Don't act like they're not around anymore as much as you're just keeping them. Don't act like they're still in the house, but act like you didn't forget them. In my downtime, I'm really social about it. I mean, I've just come to basically like accept it in my social life. I mean, one of the first things people find out about me when they first meet me is that she passed away. I'm not one of those people that try to hide it as long as I can, and then when it happens, it just ruins the relationship. I mean, I just want to make sure people know what my life is before they come into it.
I also have things I made, like boxes and stuff that I made for her that like reminds me of our favorite place together, and I have like pictures and stuff in it, and it really reminds me of all the good times that we had and not the bad times, and it's a lot better to have something like that instead of like just having a bunch of stuff that you put in a box and you put in your attic. It's good to have it out instead of away.
And my mom told me this story a couple months ago, and since I was premature, I couldn't leave the hospital. So he came to the hospital every single day to make sure I was alright, and he would stick his one finger into the incubator, and I would grab it with my one little hand, and he would just stay there for as long as he could. So I kind of feel happy that he did that.
That night we flew into Atlanta, and we saw our dad on life support in a hospital bed in the ICU, and he had all these things attached to him, and he couldn't look at us, and it was the first time we ever saw him that he didn't
automatically give us a hug and tell us that he loves us. All he could do was lay there. It wasn't him. That was probably the worst night of our lives.
She drove me to the hospital, and I mean, I knew that he was either going to pass soon or he was already dead. And when I got there, my sister and my mom were waiting outside the elevator. My sister, there was no tears in her eyes. She was collected, but my mom was, she was a mess. So I knew that he was already gone. And I remember going into the room that he had died in and just seeing his dead body for the last time. That was the last time I saw my dad, was as a corpse in a hospital bed. In sharing our painful experiences amongst our friends here, we have come to realize that laughter and hope do emerge.
My dad, in his previous marriage, he had a son named Justin with his previous wife, and Justin, I'd never knew him. My father never knew him either, but he came to the viewing that night, and we met for the first time, and he's been in my life ever since, and now I have a big brother.
While different paths have led us here, we now stand together on common ground.
It's just a bond. It's like, I just feel like I only came like a few months ago, and I have made so many great friends.
What I love about this place is I love that it's not just me. It's not just like a one-on-one. It's like me and a bunch of other children that I love. I love them all. I love them. They're so amazing.
Have this tragic thing in common with one another, and yet we can still have fun. We can, mix that seriousness with the lightheartedness.
I like coming to Common Ground because I can just share what I'm thinking and everyone will understand the same way. It changed me by bringing the comedy, and the humor out of me.
I love them here. They're like a second family to me. I'd trust most of them with my life, and they're always there for you. And it doesn't even always have to be grieving what we talk to them about. Like, sometimes you just want to talk about something else, whether it be anything in life, and they're always there for you, and they genuinely care about us.
At the end of the day, we're just teenagers, and we're just friends. We're really just friends hanging out. And it's nice to be with people who understand.